Mr. Forkner, our choir director. Good words. Good words. So, we have so much respect for Mr. Forkner and all he's done, so I'll try to keep this brief.
It's a gift card to the Sizzler. No, it's actually not. It's a beautiful watch. It says, please stop yelling at us. We will sing it right this time. No, it actually says, to life, SWACDA 2018. So.
It's a really big deal to get selected to go sing at the Southwest American Choral Directors Association, and this is something that has been a goal and dream of Mr. Forkner's for a long time. And you know, this is our 13th year here at North Mesquite, and Mr. Stewart, that many of you know, who is a director at McDonald and has been at Varsity at McDonald, he was in our very first choir. The first year we taught here, he was in that first men's choir, and all these gentlemen through the years who've been a part of that had something to do with us being successful and being able to go to this competition. But it's a really big deal, and we really want to honor Mr. Forkner and these guys.
My choir director, Ryan Forkner, is larger than life. Personality, passion, and heart, he seems as atlas in a field of mere mortals. And I think it would equally fail to do him justice to underestimate either how much he's taught me to sing or how much he's taught me to live. It's hard to say whether I learn more whenever he's rehearsing us or when I'm just conversing with him, but I'm confident that his wisdom is going to carry with me and all the rest of us until long after we're finished singing. He teaches worldly wisdom through precept and example, to exercise a strong work ethic and to see the bigger picture, even though you're observing minutiae, and to take oneself lightly and one's responsibilities seriously. These are just a few things that I've learned from him. His instruction and my interactions with him have shaped me as a person for the past 6 years, and I'm the better for it. For every time that he's told us how to express emotion through song, he's taught us what it means to love or to be loved, and for every time he's taught us how to create word stress, he's demonstrated how to reduce the world's stress. He consistently models both passion and compassion, and despite his own personal obligations, he always goes above and beyond the call of duty to ensure the success of his students and the choirs that they constitute. And from all of these, the amazing actions of a larger-than-life man, I've grown in every way imaginable, as have the people that you see before you. I've grown as a scholar as I've learned about history and quantitative facts about music and its composition, and I've grown as a musician as I've learned to express the feelings of a song by relating them to my own. And I've grown as a person as my virtues have been strengthened by observation and mimicry. And my hope is that with how my character has grown under the influence of my choir director, that I too can sometimes be larger than life. And maybe I can be someone else's Mr. Forkner.
Aww.
I was supposed to say a word about these boys, and Donna kind of alluded to this. When Donna and I showed up at North Mesquite High School 13 years ago, we had 9 boys in the choir, one of whom was Mr. Stewart. And then the second day of class, I was down to 8. And so I asked him, I said, hey, where'd that other one go? The redheaded kid, not Mr. Stewart, there's another redheaded kid. And I think Mr. Stewart said, oh man, you gotta find the cafeteria, he's gonna be gone for like 4 months. So I was already down to 8. And I had this dream that we could build a culture of male singing at North Mesquite, which is very rare in high schools, because I love working with all the choirs here. I wouldn't say I have a favorite choir to work with, but I would say that the most challenging usually is the boys. Because when the boys are 7th graders, well, you're their parents, you know. when they're 7th graders, you're like, how can we get to where they're going to be young men? And I think that the transformative evolution I see in these boys from the time they're 7th graders and they're in Miss White, Mr. Stewart, Miss Forkner's choirs, to when they become seniors is probably one of the most rewarding things I do. Like I said, I love all the choirs here. Our girls in Miss Middlebrooks are fabulous. Can we give them a hand? And this whole year, while the boys and I were preparing for the performance, the girls took up a lot of our slack. They were kind of our choral ambassadors. They went and performed in the community. They went and performed at the Salmon's Cancer Center. They got UIL sweepstakes this year as a women's choir. And they supported us the entire time we were preparing for SWACDA. Really, we wouldn't have been successful if we have the girls supporting us, and not just musically, but as I said, like when we're developing from 7th graders to 12th graders, some of the outstanding character and integrity of these young women in the choir here has made us better men. Am I right, guys? It's made us much better men. Am I right, guys? Yes. Yeah. So we appreciate them greatly. And we appreciate y'all's support. And know this, me and Miss Brooks are so honored to teach your children. It's not a responsibility we take lightly. We hope they leave here and they feel like we didn't just teach them to sing, but we gave them a sense of family. And we hopefully taught them some things about life. As a male choral director, I'm especially honored to teach your sons. And they're good young men. And I appreciate the opportunity to do so. And their performance this year, directing them was like a dream come true. Thank you so much.